Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Big Show. This is Investing and Trading Live. As always, my name is Josh Lillquist. Today is Tuesday, a little bit before, and just only one day before the good old Valentine's Day. Valentine's Day is tomorrow, February 14th. We are at about 7:24 in the a.m. Central Time. Today we're going to do a quick market update for you. Look at the S&P 500, Dow Jones Industrial Average, the NASDAQ, your major markets. We'll peek at crypto. Bitcoin is now, I believe yesterday, hit above 50,000 once again. HNT looking over $8, and mobile token looking really good as well. We'll peek at some currencies as we see those are moving very, very nicely on the quarters, as we talk about every once in a while. And we'll top it out with a couple stocks. I know earnings has been a wild earnings season with certain stocks, some soaring, some dropping, and just great volatility in the markets. Great. It's been a trader's market, as we said in one of the last episodes. I believe a couple episodes ago, that was the title. It's a trader's market. That being said, let's get into our market update. Before we do that, there is risk in trading and investing. You can will lose money at one point in your life. This is strictly for entertainment purposes only, mainly mine. But hopefully you find it entertaining as well. S&P 500 looks like we will gap down. Closed yesterday at $500.98, over the $500 mark once again. So looking to gap down just ever so slightly, about 50 cents. To $499.49. This one, there's really not a whole lot to talk about with this because it's just like Cardi B says, up and it's up and it's up and it's stuck. So basically, this no supply overhead, blue sky. We will see what happens with this as we continue on with the week here. Dow Jones Industrial Average, same story. Where are we at? Dow Jones, same story. We are right at all-time highs and looking to gap down just ever so slightly on the day. I think we got PCI or CPI data come out. We'll check out the news towards the end if we remember and see what news is coming out today, probably at 7:30 in about 4 minutes. That's your Dow Jones update for the day. Your Qs, which is the NASDAQ Tech. This one here gapping down a little bit more than the other ones. But this one currently at 435.34 closed and looking to open up around 432.56. So the NASDAQ showing a little bit more of a drop than the others as we get into this Tuesday morning. IWM, this one here has been just a lagger, but really strong over the last week or so. Well, 4 days, not really gapping much. I think about 30 cents to the downside. 202.60. 96 on a close, and looking to gap down 202.62 near a pivot high from beginning of the year. So if you see a close above that, we'll probably look at that. That'll find some more territory to the upside. All right, let's get into our other ETFs. Other ETFs, as far as on the day yesterday, XLE was up 1.1%. XLU Utilities, $60.97, up 1.16%. XME, up 1.1%. Other than that, the volatility index was up slightly yesterday as well. So we're seeing the volatility spike up a little bit as we get into election season. It'll probably continue to rise. We will see what happens with the election and how the stock markets are reacting to all those yahoos and bozos talking smart on the TV. Good thing we don't watch that. So that is your ETF update. I'm going to peek at oil. Where was oil? Oil currently at $77.58. That's crude oil. And we were on an uptrend since November, December. Had a big drop here a couple weeks ago, but now we got 5, 6, 7, or 5 or 6, maybe 7 days to the green in a row. So this one continuing to soar. We will see that at the pumps most likely coming up soon. That's your oil update. Gold and silver, I like to look at the commodities. Gold currently at $2,028 per troy ounce. And this one's just been choppy, very choppy. Not much of a trader's market for gold. Silver, $22.88. This one here, very similar to gold, but the chop is a little bit bigger, so you can see a little more bigger move, a little bit bigger moves to the upside and to the downside as that market is moving. All right, Bitcoin yesterday tops $50,000, but don't be too sure. We are at currently $49,835 per Bitcoin. So we've seen a top over 50 grand, but now we're just slowing down. But the day has started here, just soaring to the upside since a couple weeks ago. It was down to 39,000, now down to $10,000 per Bitcoin increase over the past few weeks here. Polkadot still in the trenches, $7.32 on Polkadot. Solana, this one here, $113, and this one looks fairly similar to what Bitcoin looks like. It was back down to 80 last month, it looks like. So this one here soaring to the upside. But one thing I want to look at here is HNT. I talked about a demand zone with HNT last week. Might have been a week and a half ago, but I want to say it was early last week. And we have popped right off that demand zone at $7 down to $6.50. So real textbooks demand zone with Helium token, and currently at $8.88. I really like that because I do hold some Helium tokens. Back down at $4 or so. So I'd like to see that to the upside and continue to the upside, which is nice because we are mining. I have 3 miners rolling now. I got one, sad to say, one still in the box. I got to get hooked up yet at a new location. So we're getting more rewards on that daily. Usually rewards come around 7 o'clock in the PM Central Time. I'm not getting a ton of rewards with the new hotspot, about 600 to 700 rewards per day. But the other one, these are, I forget what brand these are, but the Mosos Labs, for those people that like to get into the crypto market, Moso Labs has a nice crypto miner that gets, we're getting like 13,000 tokens a day, but I believe we're down to 3,300 or 3,500 tokens per day on with the Moso Labs, a good one. If you get these outdoor units, you're getting a lot there. You're probably going to get 5 to 10,000 tokens per day with those. Bobcat has a good one, I believe. So, check that stuff out. So Helium is looking pretty good for that. Mobile currently at 0.0028. So this one is now starting that. Well, it's still sideways, but it is a little bit higher than it has been over the past few weeks here. So hopefully we see this continue to the upside. I would love to see that get close to a penny. Boy, I tell you what, that would be very nice on the pocketbook. But with crypto, sometimes it is hit and miss. But at least if you have a good project and have a real meaning for whatever crypto that you're into, because these are basically projects. And look at the white paper, get your own opinion on what the project is. Make sure it's a legit project, and could it change our future is something that you want to keep an eye on. US dollar surging to the upside today. So we've been on the year down, it was down to 150, 100.50, so $100.50. Now we're at 104.60, so I do like this, taking this to 105, and then kind of resetting at that point. But what's interesting is the stock market is correlated with this right now. They've been going both to the upside, which isn't always the case. So is this surge in the dollar and is the stock market lagging? Well, only time will tell. All right, so that's your dollar update. I do have a couple positions running right now with currencies, and I believe one was the pound dollar, the cable. I think the cable was short. Just got short last night as I was sleeping. A lot of people are wondering, well, how do you do that? Well, you can actually set your platform up to do and execute your trades and investments on its own. So that way you can remove any emotion out of it. So currencies are moving pretty good right now, so I like that. So let's get into your stock market update. NVIDIA was up 1.15% yesterday, currently closed at 722. Tesla 188, it was down 5% yesterday. I wonder if they had earnings. When did they have earnings here? That was a couple weeks ago, and it was not good for the home team for Tesla. Currently closed at 188.13. Meta, not much of a mover yesterday. Looks it's going to be gapping down about $7 though. Let's look right. 468.90. It's closed. Going to open up at 461. So that one's going to take a dump here this morning as the market opens up in about an hour. I want to do one more stock, and I want to go back and look at the S&P 500 because I believe that CPI or PPI, whatever that data that was coming out, I believe that might be out, and that could be driving the market down. We'll check that out here in a second. Nike 107.18. TKO, not looking good for TKO. Struggles with Vince McMahon and his we'll call it extracurricular activities. Who knows if it's true or not? You never know these days. $87.08. All right, so that is your stock market update of the day. I'm going to go back to the S&P 500 and see if that has done anything after the 7:30 hour. And yes, so whatever the data was that just came out, the stock market did not like that. We've dropped pretty big here from $500 to $495 on the S&P 500. So this update has changed. Let's go back to the NASDAQ because that was our biggest gap down before this data was coming out. And let's look at that. It was, and this one is even more. Closed at 435, sitting right now at 428. So whatever the market just showed as far as data and news did not like it. So we'll see what happens with the markets here today as the market continues to move on in the pre-market. Market will open up in about just under an hour. We will check back with you later on that, and we'll do an update tomorrow. So we'll see what happens with these financial markets. They're great markets. It's the great market update. As always, collect your profits when they're given to you and protect your losses, keeping them small. Until next time, retire young, my friends.